Harden,
Here.
Ms. Heredia,
Here.
myself, is here, Secretary Terrazas.
Here.
And Vice President Guadiana is absent today. That moves us to our board norms. Number 1, actively listen to all perspectives.
Close the loop, responding to concerns and questions as a unified board.
Model the professionalism we expect from all members of the district and community, customer service orientation.
Assume positive intent.
And be positive and responsive. Okay, if everyone could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures. Okay, that moves us to 2 action items. Approval of the agenda. Do you have any recommendations, Mr. Coy?
Just what we already spoke of, that I would like to remove item E.
Remove or do we want to table?
Oh, sorry, let's table it.
When we get done with it?
Yep,
Okay.
we'll hit it on the next one.
All right, then I'll entertain a motion for approval of the agenda.
I move that we approve the agenda.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, moves us to item B, approval of the regular board meeting minutes of June 10th, 2024. Any discussion? The only thing that I saw was on the approval of the agenda, Mr. Guadiana was the no vote from our last meeting. Yes, pretty sure. I think he made the comment that it was because it didn't say approval of agenda. That's why he voted in the negative.
Oh, okay. I'll correct that.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion for approval of the board meeting minutes.
I move that we approve the regular board meeting minutes of June 10th, 2024.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, that moves us to item C. Consideration of and approval of a resolution determining the necessity for lease purchase of education technology equipment. Was there?
Yes. Good evening, President, members of the board. My name is Kaylee Whitebrister with RBC Capital Markets. We serve as your municipal advisors regarding ETN issuances, bond issuances, and also your capital mill levy rates. So tonight in front of the board is consideration to go forward with the sale of up to $1.2 million of education technology notes with the state treasurer's office. Before we get to the as your municipal advisor, we're always looking for potential refinancing opportunities, but with the average coupon being only 2.5% on the 2017 bonds and only 2% on the 2019 bonds, there just aren't any feasible refinancing opportunities available for the district at this time. So here we have an overview of the district's overall plan of finance. So as I mentioned, the district does have SB 9 in place. It was last renewed in 2021. It'll be scheduled to renew again in 2025 to avoid a lapse in that tax rate. As for bond elections, the district last went out to voters in 2017. We have since sold all that authorization, and we do not have any GO bonds left to issue. The next time the district is scheduled to go back out to voters is in November of 2025 for $6 million. The amount of that election, though, will vary both depending on the needs of the district, but also depending on the growth in the assessed value also. As far as tax rates go, our current goal is to maintain the district's current ETN and GO combined debt service tax rate at $7.75, so that the overall residential tax rate continues at $10.10. Once voters authorize GO bonds to be issued, we'll then discontinue the ETN tax rate and focus only on the GO bonds, but for the time being, we will continue to levy a mix of both ETN and GO tax rates to keep the overall tax rate at its current levels. Additionally, too, for the district's legal bonding capacity, the district can issue up to $12.9 million legally. The district only has $4.6 million of GO bonds outstanding, leaving $8.2 million left to legally issue. Here's just an overview of some of the elections that we've talked about. Again, the district last went out to voters in 2017. The next time will be in 2025. And again, that election amount will vary. We refresh it constantly depending on the growth in the assessed value and again the needs of the district here. So here we have the timeline for this issuance. It mirrors the timeline of last year's ETN issuance due. So again, tonight the board is considering to go forward with the sale. We will then set the rate with the state treasurer's office on July 16th. We will then approve the final terms of the ETN at a special board meeting on July 22nd. The closing of the ETN is scheduled to be on August 28th. And because the district already has repayment for the ETNs in the bank, the district will completely pay off the ETN one day after closing. It'll be completely written off the books, no longer accruing interest, it'll be closed. So with that, I stand if anyone has any questions for me about either the ETN issuance or about the district's broader plan of finance. Stop presenting too.
So I guess my question is about possibly going for a special mail-in election. Is that a possibility?
So the timeline for that would be extremely tight now. The reason being is because you cannot hold a special election 70 days before the November regular election and 70 days after the regular November election. So, if we wanted to look forward to going out for a special all-in mail-in ballot election, we would have to, for one, get that approved by the board. We could talk to bond council about that. We'd probably have to hold a special board meeting, though, to approve that. Approval at your July meeting, I think, would be too late to meet a lot of the county clerk filings for that August election. The option after that is if we weren't to go forward with that special August election now, we would have to wait kind of until winter, until 70 days after the regular 2023 election.
Okay, because we do have an item on our agenda tonight, if we
To
choose
discuss it.
to approve.
Oh, to approve it.
Discuss
Okay.
and possibly approve.
Okay. The district would need to approve certain resolutions, election resolutions, in order to officially go forward with that special election. We can further discuss it if that is something that the district would like to pursue. I can try to talk to bond council and as soon as possible see how quickly we can get those election resolutions lined up for the district to potentially approve.
Okay, go ahead. And maybe hold the microphones, people online have said they can't hear when they're.
What our intention tonight is to just go ahead and for board approval just to know whether or not we want to proceed with the bond issue, with an upcoming bond issue. It's not to really get the ball rolling, like officially. It's just to give us direction. We're just asking for direction from the school board how they would like for us to proceed, whether, being in the general election, November 2025, special election before then, after this general election, and so on. So that's what our budget, our agenda item is about in tonight's meeting.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Again, further happy to be part of those discussions after the consideration of the ETN approval.
Okay, I don't have any other questions. Does anyone else have questions?
I had a question. So in 17, we went out and so said 7 million. Where did we come up with the 6 million for 2025 and 2029?
Absolutely. So those election amounts, essentially what they do is that they support the district's total debt service rate of $9.75. So at the moment, the district is levying, correction. So at the moment, the district is, not $9.75, $7.75. So for tax year 2023, the district levied a $3.25 for general obligation bonds and a $4.51 tax rate for education technology notes for a total of $7.75. A $6 million election in November of 2025 would continue to support that level tax rate of $7.75. The election amount is determined by the desired tax rate, essentially.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Great question.
Any other questions? No? Doesn't look like anyone has any other questions. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Okay, any other discussion?
Are you ready? I have a resolution determination to read,
Okay.
if you guys are ready for that part.
Do we want to entertain a motion, or let's read the resolution first?
Okay. Resolution determining the necessity for lease purchase of education technology equipment, estimate of cost, statement of source of funds for lease purchase payment, estimated tax rate, and directing district municipal advisor and co-bond counsel to prepare lease purchase agreement for the district's acquisition of certain educational technology equipment and establishing date for meeting to consider a resolution granting final approval for the lease purchase of education technology equipment.
Okay, thank you. And just so we can let the public know, this is going to be for computers, Chromebooks, right? Phasing them out for students?
Educational technology purposes for students.
Okay.
First time I've ever heard about this was when I saw the agenda for it, so.
Okay,
It's just a continuation of what we could be doing.
Okay.
okay, perfect. All right, I'll entertain a motion for approval of the resolution.
I move that we approve the resolution as presented.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, I'll just go ahead and do a roll call vote. Mrs. Harder?
Yes.
Ms. Heredia?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Secretary Terrazas?
Yes.
Okay. That is approved. That moves us to item D, discuss and decision on general obligation bonds. Mr. Ryan, are you going to discuss this, or you and Mr. Corey, or?
Kate could probably fill us in on it.
Okay,
She said she would give us our options,
okay,
how we proceed.
okay.
Yes, once again, good evening, President, members of the board. So due to state law, districts can only go out for regular election on odd numbered years. So the next time that the school district could go out for a regular election would be in November of 2025. In doing so, it does delay the next time you guys could issue general obligation bonds. If you go out for election in November of 2025, the earliest we would be able to issue bonds would probably be early of 2026, January or February. Alternatively, school districts can go out for a special election. Special elections do have to be all mail-in ballot. That postage would have to be paid for by the school district though. You would have to essentially pay for that postage for every registered voter within your area. The cost can range from about $1.50 to $3 every registered voter. The exact amount would actually have to be determined by the county clerk. But ultimately, the district would be required to pick up that tab. The benefit of that, though, is that the district would be able to issue GO bonds sooner. So, should we quickly try to get an order for an August special election? We're very tight on that timeline. I would have to check with bond counsel. As I mentioned, I believe that the July approval would be too late for an August approval. So if the district really wanted to consider that, we would probably have to call in a special board meeting to approve that election resolution in time. But again, the benefit is that you would be able to issue GO bonds sooner. The amount of the election will not change, regardless if it's a special election or a regular election. We would still go out for $6 million because that supports the desired tax rate. Additionally, let's say that the district decides to not do a special election this August. The other option could be is that the district could wait until, 70 days after the regular election and then go out for a special election in spring of 2025. In doing so, we'd probably be able to issue GO bonds should voters approve them, kind of late spring or early summer. At that point though, I would consider if it's maybe worth it to wait until November 2025. It's only a few months away. You wouldn't have to pick up that tab for all of the postage for the mail-in ballots. Additionally too, we do find that mail-in ballots are often more scrutinized than regularly scheduled elections. We find that they're often harder to pass too. With that, I stand for any questions. Happy to help how I can.
Any questions? This was a discussion in finance about, we're wanting to go out for new high school and Public School Finance Authority wants to see money on the table before they'll issue a waiver for us. And so they mentioned that, and so.
That, of course, is why we brought it to you guys, is it's kind of there's pros and cons.
Yeah.
So,
If it does not have, if we do election before the November election,
it could be before, it'd be in August or after the November election.
oh, I see, it can't be in the November election?
No.
Not this year,
Regular-
but next year, we're fine to do it. Yeah.
Okay, if it does not pass in August election, do we have another chance of doing it again?
We have the next November election next year. But the thing is the timing of things. And we would foot the cost of the special mail-in election.
And we were, I don't know why these numbers are here, but somewhere 20 to 25,000? 25,000.
Last time the district held a mail-in was 25,000.
And it failed. Okay. What do you guys think? You guys think you can do a good marketing campaign to get it to pass? I want to hear what your guys' recommendation is.
In my opinion, it's all about timing. We're looking at building a new high school, middle school, and we're just looking at it to be able to tell the PSCOC that, yes, we do have bonds authorized, and we do have the money to begin the design process. Whether we do a special mail-in ballot now, it just kind of buys us maybe a few months until our November election. So is it worth it to spend $25,000? And that's just what the cost was a few years back. I don't know what the cost will be now. Is it worth it to the district to spend that money or just wait a couple of months? Because from what I understand, what I recall is that the PSCOC has these meetings every quarter where they review applications and they approve them. So really by holding a special mail-in election, we're just buying ourselves a little bit of time. We're just speeding up the process by maybe a couple of months is what we're doing. So it's up for discussion. Do we want to go that route, or do you want to wait till November 2025 when it's free? And it could be put on the ballot for free. So that's what the discussion is about. So,
What about you, Mr. Corey? What are your thoughts?
You know, of course, we always want things done quickly. We live in that world. And so, you know, I'm always the one that's saying I would like to get this done as fast as possible for our students is really the reason we're doing this. We want to provide the best facility for our students as possible. My honest opinion is I would hate to go out to a mail-in ballot, spend $25,000 and be unsuccessful. That would hurt for that to happen. And so that's why when we knew the 70 days, we were getting close. If we go for the 70 afterwards, I think we're kind of the same thing. We're not that far away from rolling to the next election in November. And then, you know, also it's just like the state of the district. I think we need to make sure that we're showing everyone that we are doing what we say we're going to do. And I think we need some time to prove to our, you know, students and taxpayers that we are on track and we are following through with what we say we're going to do. So again, we bring it to you guys. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that's just my thoughts on it right now.
Any other comments, members?
And I feel that 25,000 5 years ago, 6 years ago was, but it's probably in the 10,000 more than that now. And then what's it going to take to get out to the public with radio ads, with paper ads, and how much additional funds is that going to come out of our district money to be able to justify that, right?
And again, it could still be unsuccessful.
And that was one of the things that really caught my ear was the mail-ins have a lot more trouble than the going to actual polls and voting. It seems like voters, when they go out to vote, you know, it seems like they're a little bit more successful. And then the mail-in ballots seem like sometimes they're not. So it's kind of a risk of spending the money. We're trying to buy the time. It's kind of a gamble either way. I just feel like that's why we brought it to you guys.
Okay. Does anyone want to entertain a motion?
We just wanted to put it out there for your.
Informational purposes?
Yes, we just wanted to get the ball rolling. That's all it was. You could table it, you could, you know, however you feel. We want to discuss this further, discuss it at the finance committee and so on. But we just wanted to let you know of where we stand and what our options are is really what we want to get across to you guys, especially now that we had Katie on board with us, that she could explain this to us. Okay.
I say I would hope someone would do a motion to possibly table this item.
I move that we table the discussion and decision on the general obligation bond.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, this item is tabled. Thank you for coming on and answering questions for us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. You know, sometime between now and, you know, should the district decide to go forward with that November 2025 election, I'd be more than happy to come out to the district in person, you know, for further discussions. But should you have any questions between now and then, please do not hesitate to reach out to myself, Greg, or even.
Okay, thank you.
Is that presentation available, that she supplied?
I have
Oh,
it.
you have it, okay.
Yes, sir.
I had a hard time looking at it from this time.
Same way, yeah.
Oh, it's, okay. Oh, it is emailed?
Okay, thank you again.
Thank you, have a great meeting.
Okay. Okay, that moves us to item E, approval of salary schedules for the 2024-2025 school year. And this did not go to the finance committee. So I'd like for us to possibly table it so we can go to finance and be vetted correctly, and then it'll come back to us. So I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we table the approval of the salary schedules 2024, 2025 until further discussion.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, that item is tabled. That moves us to item F, approval of the bills. This did go before the finance committee. It's quite a few bills to go through. But it looks like we did get some new buses. The cafeteria, food service. Got a new van. What else? What else did we miss?
Those were the big ones.
Our new janitorial or rug services, significantly lower. Trying to think what else we discussed. Anything else, Mrs. Harden, that you remember? Yeah? Okay. So if there's no further discussion, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I move that we approve the bills.
Okay, do I have a second? Second. Okay, thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, the bills are approved. That moves us to item F, approval of initial budget 27,536, transportation for the summer reading program. And this did go before the finance committee, and I believe this is just for summer school, the students attending the summer school reading program through the state, and the state will reimburse us based on mileage. Is that correct? Any questions? Okay. I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I move that we approve the initial budget 27536 transportation summer reading program.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, that moves us to item G, approval of the NMSBA policy advisories 238 through 245. So if everyone remembers, this is the policy about the mandatory recording of meetings, the updated training hours, a couple other things. It was like Senate Bill 137 that was passed. Everyone remember?
Mhm.
Yes. Did anyone make comment, Caitlin?
Not that I saw.
I didn't get any emails either. So,
I had them going to your email, so you'd know better than I would.
no comments from me or anyone from the public, no one reached out. Okay. Any other discussion? No? I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I move that we approve the NMSBA policy advisories 238 to 245.
Do I have a second? Second. Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. You can't hear me? I think this went out, this one went out too.
Okay.
Okay, that moves us to item H, the second reading and approval of policy B-1700 BEDB agenda revision. So this is just a second reading. I still haven't got any comment on this policy. If you guys remember, this is for the agenda. We had discussion about public inputs, and then public input on agenda items being right after approval of the agenda. So if people needed to make public comment, they could do so immediately. And then the other thing was changing the script that the president reads. And is this jogging everyone's memory?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just the second reading. And approval. Okay. So is there any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we approve the policy B1700 BEDB agenda revision.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay. It's approved. That moves us to item 3, public input. Is there any public input on agenda items? Anything online? Okay, is there any public input on items of concern? Seeing none? There's no old business. There's no new business. On item 6, we had a finance committee meeting. We talked about bills, as I discussed earlier. This budget, approval of the initial budget for the transportation came before us in finance. We talked about the possibility about going forward with the general obligation bond for the new high school. What else?
We just covered revenue report, expenditure report, fund balance report, cash balances.
Okay, so all those reports to revenue, expenditures, cash. Any questions in the finance committee meeting? And then we'll discuss the salary schedules and stipend schedules at our next finance meeting.
Scheduled for
We do the first and third, right? First and third Tuesday?
sorry.
I think it's the second. Item 7 is the audit committee meeting, audit committee report. Do you guys have a update?
We're not here unless what we discussed in that meeting is out of the public.
Okay,
We hold that meeting in closed session, so, yeah, we can't.
okay, but you guys did have a meeting?
Yeah, we did have a meeting.
Okay. All right, that moves us to item 8, board members' reports. Mrs. Harden, do you have anything?
Yes, I do. Some of the students of ours participated in the exceptional rodeo, and just to see their faces, it was really awesome. And I'm glad that they were there, and I hope that Cobre Schools throws this out to the parents, so the parents can show their kids that there's other things to do than just school, activities. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Heredia, do you have anything?
Not this time.
Okay. I just want to thank the staff here at the central office. They've been working hard. I know it's a summer break for teachers, but I know they've been working away. So thank you guys for your hard work. I know people think, oh, they're just over there hanging out, during the summer, but this is your guys' busy season. So thank you guys. Mr. Terrazas?
I had an opportunity this afternoon to donate some stuff to the Parent Center, and it's coming along. Very impressed. they've done that one section. It's under remodel, so that it's not open. Mr. Placente's doing a great job getting the washer and dryer system set up in there. That's doing a great job in there, and donations continue to come through, right? So I think we just need to come up with somewhat of a list of ongoing stuff that she needs that people are, taking from her, so we can make sure that we never run out. But I was impressed. I saw it when we had the opening, but to go in there personally and get a quick tour of it is amazing for our district, right? So, and then we can discuss this. Our staff, when are we going to finalize all of our hiring and stuff like that?
Finalize all the hiring?
Yes.
I'm hoping to have a lot of it finished up this week. So, in fact, today, some contracts were signed today. I got a couple more hoping to get done. So I think we're still gonna be in the process until school starts, because we're gonna have people coming in and out. Some people are getting jobs in other districts, and so you know how that is. So that process will continue all the way up, but I think we'll have the bulk of our hiring and all of that done, hopefully completed in the next week or so.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe at the next meeting, you can give us an update?
Sure.
Yeah, because I saw something on social media, the new principal of the high school, and I'm like, that's the first I hear, so that's good.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? All right. That moves us to item 9, superintendent's report. Item A, the July board retreat.
So I'm really happy Ms. Harden brought this up, and I think it's a great idea for us. And so I would like to propose, I don't think we need a massive chunk of time. I think we only need a few hours, honestly, a couple, 2-3 hours. So I have 2 weeks blocked out here, the 8th through the 12th, or the 22 through 26. If one of those works for you, I think it'd be probably, if it's best for you guys, I would love to just do it in one of our evenings, unless Saturdays, I know saying the word Saturday sometimes, I don't want to get shot down here at the end of the table, but, so out of respect, if we do it one of the evenings after work, if that works out for you guys, I think that'd be the best for us.
For me, I've got a family meeting in that first week, the first,
The 8th through the 12th?
it's the
Okay.
12 or 13, so.
I can't do the 8th through the 12th either.
Okay, so you want to flip to that other week then, 22 through 26?
That works better for
Okay,
me.
there you go.
To the 8th through the 12th doesn't work at all.
Okay,
What about the 23rd, the Tuesday? Because Monday we're having already a board meeting and then a special board meeting before for the technology note.
correct. So do you want to do, and I don't know where other meetings are, but you want to do like 23 or 24, that evening of Tuesday or Wednesday?
What about the 24th?
That Wednesday?
The Wednesday, is everyone okay with that?
That works
We don't
for
have
me.
any conflicting meetings, finance, audit.
I know we don't have finance. We might have audit. Because finance is second and third Tuesdays of the month. When's audit committee?
Yeah, I think that was on third one.
Okay.
That would be the 17th.
Yeah.
I think we're okay.
So July 24th, anyone want to do at 5 o'clock? Is that
Can you
timing?
do earlier or no?
Yeah, I can do
4?
from 1 o'clock.
Why don't we do like 2 to 5? Is that enough time?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
We work quick, so I think, I think we could, a few hours, but just kind of laying out our whole, I would like to lay out all our board meetings for the entire year, what we want to accomplish at which meeting.
And align it to our strategic plan? And then work on evaluation too, your
100%.
evaluation?
Yep.
Tying into
And
the
I think
strategic
it's all
plan?
going to tie together, so I think that's why it's not going to be that difficult.
Okay.
So I think, you want to just say, we'll just say starting at 2 o'clock, how's that? On the 24th, July 24th at 2 o'clock.
Can you guys have coffee for us?
And snack.
Charlene will take care of it, as always.
Tell Mrs. Chavita to stock up, because last time,
No, you don't need to do that.
And then, the only other thing I would like to report, July 1 through 5, I will be out of district. So there's my first week. I'm gonna take a week off.
Who's gonna be in charge?
I was thinking of that because I think Frank's up because I think Suzanne, I think is also, and she has it scheduled, so we'll see if she takes it or not. So, Mr. Ryan, are you gonna be in-house? All right,
So
there he is.
he's the boss?
He's the
Okay.
boss.
You better warn everyone, he's a rule follower.
I
mean,
know,
he's-
that's a,
He's
I
on
like
top of
that.
it, so.
I like that, that's a good thing.
Well, you enjoy your much-deserved vacation.
I'm excited. And that's all I have this evening.
Okay. That moves us to item 10, adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Do I have a second?
second.
All right, we are adjourned at 5:43 PM.
You didn't even have to turn the coffee pot on.
Pencil's moving. I like it. What?